Sometimes a movie and an audience get together, and after a little music, some dancing of the eyes, frights, fun, and the intimacy of an hour or two, a good time is made. And Ghoulies spawned a good time to the tune of $30 million. Movie producers, of course, wanted more. More as a sequel, yet sequels are not necessarily more than what came before. The sequel in film is a time for movies to either multiply their offerings, change things up, and present something that is ideally, if simplistically, twice as good as the original. In your worst case scenario, you at least want to make something as good as the original. While 1987's Ghoulies 2 is a decently entertaining demon romp, it seems to divide rather than multiply the fun of the original. Ghoulies 2 opens with lovable Royal Dano playing Uncle Ned, a magician, carnival barker, and drunk owner of a failing haunted house, Satan's Den. Accompanied by Larry, Ned gazes at the moon and proclaims that, with a moon that full, this must be a night for magic. Magic is apparently a priest with a sack running from three bozos in clan robes that accidentally got washed with someone's red underwear. It seems the priest has something these cultists want back in the sack, and the priest wants to send it back to hell. Dumping the bag in acid before he himself is also dunked in, the bag is revealed to contain those little devilish finger eaters, the Ghoulies. Ned and Larry stop for gas, and the Ghoulies, seeing the Satan's Den artwork on the truck, assume this is destiny and hop a ride. Their destination is a failing carnival, which is about to get a huge boost in popularity as the Ghoulies liven up Satan's Den by deadening anyone who dares to go inside it alone. Will Ned, Larry, and the amazing pint-sized actor Pennyweight realize what's going on before Satan's Den becomes Satan's disaster? Okay, this is it. We have more types of true Ghoulies than ever before and will ever be after. We have a bitching carnival that has the neatest haunted house ride probably ever seen in a movie, complete with art stolen from Return of the Living Dead and From Beyond, and a great cast of characters. This is time for the sequel to become more than the former, as mentioned. Yet Ghoulies 2 just can't quite get there. And why is that, you might ask? It's subtle, but things are missing here that made Ghoulies much more fun. One, for me, the biggest thing, the music. The soundtrack in Ghoulies 2 is suitably creepy in about one part, and one part only. And then it's just really absent in other parts. Take the most memorable scene, probably the horror sequence I remember most from my childhood, where the Ghoulies go apeshit and run amok in the carnival. It needs something more. 2 on my problems with this movie, the lack of magic. Ghoulies 1 was set firmly in a world of satanic magic. Here, the magic is very minimal and subdued. Cultists are reduced from uncanny warlocks with electric performances in the first one to now they're just buffoons with clubs running around in the dark. Doesn't seem that glamorous. The movie's most interesting parts are when they use magic. Can Uncle Ned's carnival magic really control demons? It's an interesting question. And the best use of magic in the movie comes when they summon a kaiju ghoulie. And as cool as that giant ghoulie is, Ghoulies 2 is not as original as the first one. In fact, it does a lot of dumb 80s movies things, like that one thing where the characters utter a one-liner and then the monster blows up.
Bon appetit, motherfucker!
It's either something you're gonna love or something you'll groan at, and I was more of the latter. 3. This Ghoulies is very clearly edited for content. A lot of sequels suffer where they're toned down to appeal to a larger audience, all in the pursuit of making more money by attracting more people into the audience. Also, granted, this allowed even me as a young child to see this movie plenty of times on broadcast television. But watching it now, I had a hunch that Ghoulies 2, even with an arguable large amount of violent scenes, including that most memorable scene with a dunked clown donating his arm to feed the aqua ghoulie, Ghoulies 2 feels limited and not quite as violent as it could be. I did confirm that Ghoulies 2 had a lot of gore chopped out of it, and that was only recently rectified with the uncut release of it on Blu-ray in the past few years. I don't want to spend the whole review dumping on Ghoulies 2. 2 is not more than 1, but it's still entertaining. I love some of the dialogue in this movie.
I'm a magician, you sons of bitches! You can't kill me!
Is a line as magical as its content. Also, anytime someone brings up the terrifying and somewhat odd T-Rex bathroom scene in Jurassic Park, you can now remind them that it may have been inspired by the aqua ghoulie chomping someone's nuts off in a porta potty. I tell you, that gave me so many issues when I first saw that scene. Tremors made me scared as a child to walk on the grass. Ghoulies 2 made me afraid to, well, go number 2. I had a very difficult and interesting childhood, if you can't tell. The Ghoulies here themselves are as wonderful as the first one. Not only are we blessed with Satan's Best Animatronic Beast by John Buechler, there's even a new dog-like ghoulie, and that giant ghoulie is also sweet as ever. 2 certainly tried to go the Gremlins route here. The Ghoulies are doing all sorts of wild things like shooting guns, flying across the screen inside boxing gloves, and my favorite, high-fiving each other as they wrap a corpse up. I love that high five though, I really do. Just remembering it, it's so cute. They just go, yeah, high five, woo! It's kind of the perfect celebration meme. Hey, I got a new job. I got a girlfriend. Some monsters crawled up a sewer pipe and bit that asshole rich kid's nuts off.
Holy shit.
Chef's kiss. There is a ton to like in Ghoulies 2. I hope I've made that evident. No, it didn't live up to Ghoulies 1, but since it has that pesky 2 on it, I have to rate it in relation to the original movie. I give Ghoulies 2 3 gorilla demons about to explode out of 5. It might not walk as tall as the original movie, but the Ghoulies are as mischievous as ever, able to scurry among audiences and cause a satisfying amount of havoc, if nothing else. They'll get you in the end, as the tagline says.
All of these things are designed to frighten a monkey.